Hi guys, how are all of you? Get the little light situated here. All right, welcome. So we are on day 2. I want to show you another kind of a sneak peek from the new catalog. So this time we are going to focus on Sale-A-Bration. So I was looking, I thought for sure I brought that catalog in here, but it appears not. So that's all right. So the stamp set, this one right here, it's called Pick a Season, and it has some shamrocks, hearts, a fence, clouds, grass, some Easter eggs here, and then roses. It has a big tree, a couple different like trunks and branches. So this is the set that we are going to use to make a card today. So we're actually going to be making some small trees. So before we get started, I wanted to show you what it looks like to make, one of the large trees out of this set. So you have obviously the trunk and then the greenery here, and then all these different little roses that you can do. So we're going to go ahead and use this stamp set, and then we're going to use a greeting from the So Sincere. Now this is in the online store. I think it might be out of the annual catalog. I can't remember, but we're going to use So Thankful for You out of this set. It has so many nice sayings in it that I thought it'd be a perfect one. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to need is a piece of 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2, and that's going to be our card base, and that's thick white. Then we're going to use a piece of peach pie, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. Yep. And then this is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, so it's just a 1/4 inch all the way around difference. Then we have a piece of shy shamrock, and this is 3 3/4 by 2, and I'm just gonna double check those. Yep, 3 3/4 by 2. And then this piece is 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So this is where we're going to be doing the majority of our stamping, and then we're going to use some scraps for our sentiment. So here we go. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to stamp some grasses along the edge. So the colors we're going to be using are pecan pie, shy shamrock, daffodil delight, peach pie, and pumpkin pie. And we'll just kind of have to see how we use those different colors. But for the grass, we're going to use the shy shamrock. So you guys, I love this, right? It's all the different seasons, so to speak. So it goes right along with that 4 seasons craft. So I'm just going to take and make kind of a line of grass here. And then I'll do just a little bit of stamping off just to thicken it up a little bit. So we just stamp off and then stamp in that same area. There we go. And that's going to give us kind of our line. And then we're going to use the pecan pie for our trees. And let's go ahead and we'll just put this right in here, and we'll make a couple different trees here. Hopefully we can fit 4 on here. I'm hoping I can get these all on here to fit. And they don't have to be perfect, right? We're just going to line them up and see where it goes. So this stamp set you can get, you can earn it when you place a $60 order. After you put those items in that you want to purchase. So if you're keeping track of that wish list, this is a great time to kind of write down maybe what those things are that you need. Maybe it's more envelopes, but you can go ahead and list those. And then once you put in your order amounts and you go to the next screen, it will ask you what you would like your free item to be. So they make it pretty simple to do that. So now we're going to take, this is pumpkin pie, and I'm going to take the rose stamp set here, and I am just going to tap that in my ink and just do some roses on the, all right, let's see if I can go over those. All right. I might need to get that down just a little bit more. There we go. And I'm just going to go to each one, kind of a different area, and then stamp that in. Then we'll clean this stamp and go to the next one. Yeah, so that whole stamp set you can get for, you can earn that for free. So that's kind of nice. And you can use it for St. Patrick's Day, you know, all kinds of different. I'm just going to stamp that on there to make sure I have a good stamp this time. I think I got a little carried away there. We'll put one there. And I'm going to twist it a little bit. So there we go. Oops, hopefully I'm not getting off camera. And then we're going to fill the rest in with some pecan pie. So this looks a little bit more, I guess I would say, like a fall card as opposed to maybe something spring. But you could, if you knew somebody that was getting married in the spring, I think this would be a beautiful, you can make kind of a nice tree, and then put any kind of sentiment that you would like on there. Okay. All right. Okay, now we'll just take this. I'm just going to stamp off on a couple of them, just to kind of get a little more of where you can kind of fill in, so to speak. There we go. Might put one more right here, and then we'll be, there we go. All right, so now we have our beautiful trees. So now let's go ahead and move some of this out of our way. We have to stamp our greeting. But let's go ahead and get our card assembled first, and then we can look at our greeting. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of white cardstock here, and we'll just burnish that down. Now we're going to take these two layers here, and we are going to adhere those together. Now this paper that we're using is called Bloom Impressions, and it is also on, I believe I have that right. This is also one of the free items. So yesterday we did items that you can order. These are all free items, but look at this beautiful, look at those beautiful colors. Isn't that pretty? I absolutely love it. I think you guys will too. I think it's just gorgeous paper. So we are going to use that for our card here. Now the other thing you could do is take the markers like we talked a little bit about yesterday, and if you wanted to take those roses, they have kind of a white line in them, and you could go over those white lines with another color in your markers. and that would really give it some good definition. I don't have the markers in this room right now with me, but I'll have to try it, and then if I can remember, I'll post it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just adhere this right to the center of our piece of cardstock here. There we go. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to adhere it to this piece of Shy Shamrock. Now this one does not have a border. You'll see there's a little bit above, a little bit below, but the sides mesh right up. And that was intentional. That's how we wanted it. Okay. So we'll do that. And then we're going to take some twine here. Or linen thread, excuse me. Oops, I think I pushed that just down a little too much. So use our little bit of wiggle room that we might have here. Oops. I think I pushed that down just a little too hard there. There we go. Okay, so you guys will see I have more of a border down here than I do up top. I have a little bit showing over here than I do over here. So we're going to fix that just because we want it at least to look. So here's a good little tip if you make this mistake. Just bring in your cutting board, and all we're going to do is do a small slice off the bottom here to get that to be a little less. And then we're just going to take a little bit off both sides because we don't want, and you can see, oops, by the way, if that ever happens, just take a piece of cardstock and you can run it right through and it will pop out. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now this is going to take our design just a little bit different than what we had wanted because everything was kind of lining up, but that's okay. That's all right. So there we go. So it was going to initially line up on those sides, but I wasn't sure what was worse, the fact that these were not even. So we're going to stick with this way here. So there we go. So now we're going to get out some of our linen thread, and we just want to wrap some around here and tie a bow. So let's do that. Wrap some of this, get a nice little bow going here. And I won't actually undo it until I absolutely have to, just so that we can make sure we don't waste any of our linen thread. And this is a great way to do it, so we kind of know where to chop off. There we go. So there, isn't that awesome? And then we're going to put this up on some dimensionals. And then we are going to just stamp our greeting and add that. And that will be our card for today. So tomorrow I will come on for our launch day, and we will we'll go through and look at so many of the products, and if you guys have any questions, we'll be sure that, I'll be sure to answer as many of those as I can. I can show you and tell you a little bit more about the special that will be offered. Now, we literally could keep the front just like this, and we don't necessarily have to put our greeting on this page. We absolutely could just stamp on the inside, because this is kind of beautiful by itself. I gotta say, I think I kind of like it just like this. What do you guys have to tell me? Well, we're going to stamp a greeting, and then we'll just decide if we want it to go on the front or not. So I'm going to use pecan pie, and I'm going to see if I can stamp right here, which I think I can. Just some of the little squigglies will go off, but that's okay. This will give us a good, let me make sure you guys can see this. I'm kind of going to do this on the side here. There we go. Perfect. Make sure that that is, yep, I think that will work. Let's run that through the trimmer. And get a little off the top here. I'm just doing this off screen. There we go. Perfect. And then let's see if we want to put this maybe right here is what I was thinking. Let's see what that looks like. Or maybe we tuck it. Yeah, maybe we'll just tuck it under there. That looks good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just add some adhesive. And that will be that. Okay, and we'll just slide this right under off to the side there because we don't want it to be too lined up with the other. With, you know, right with the, we want there to be maybe some different space or dimension there. Just make sure that is lined up. Looks like it is. And there we have it, you guys. This is the inside, the outside. You'll have to tell me what you think. I love it. We could definitely add a few little gems to this little card as well, but I absolutely like it. This is another way to do the trees and the grass with the green stems. So we could do that as well. I think I like the brown. But there you go. I think that is it. So I am so excited about tomorrow to be able to share with you guys the new products. They go live to, I think it's at midnight. I can't remember. It might be, it's the 7th. So it might just be any day tomorrow. I can't remember. Most of the time it's at like 2 or 3 is like kind of the inventory change. But I think tomorrow it starts right when the new, right during the day, right in the morning, I mean. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, be sure to let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow and we'll give you kind of another firsthand look at many of the products and hopefully some samples as well. All right, thanks guys. We'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.